Hello, everybody. This is going to be my first video for the playlist that I am creating for this peer review or potential peer review and feedback. This is going to be the opening homepage for the course. I wanted to make it very welcoming, very simplistic, very easy for students to work around and navigate here. So this will be the course is essentially a first semester world history course for the South Bend Virtual School. As you scroll down, you'll see this banner here that will welcome them, and then you will see these 6 buttons here that the students can use as essentially quick links to get to the information that they need to access. As you continue to scroll down, you'll see week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. Uh, those links, I'll talk about those a little bit later and the purpose that they will serve. Students can get most of the information over here on the left side, but it might be a little harder for them to navigate or maybe confusing. So I like this because it pretty much gets them where they need to go very quickly. And this was kind of standardized by the South Bend Virtual School to have these links in there so students have easy accessibility to the information that they need to access. So let's get started here. So this is just simply a banner. Like I said earlier, this is just welcoming them to the course. Wanted something fun and light and kind of bringing them in a little bit with historical references. This is the first tab you'll notice here, which is here's what's due this week. And I think what I'm going to keep this tab is basically the learning guide that they will have for each chapter that we go through. So if we click on this, it'll take us to this mission log, and I'll talk about that and what that means a little bit later in a separate video. But for this video, just looking at the learning guide and what it looks like. So this is going to be very similar. Pretty much, I took the organization from all the Ball State courses that I've taken during this program because I really liked how visual they were, but also how organized it was to understand what was expected in that week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long the chapter was supposed to go for. So we start off with a brief overview, then the objectives that students are to complete that will follow with the standards of world history. So these will guide the topics that will be laid out for them during the chapters. And then their to-do list. I think I like this the most just because they can look at this and go, okay, first, second, third, fourth, all the way down, and they know what's expected of them, but also a little bit of an order of operation there. And I like that because in our virtual school, I've noticed that the more structure that we have in courses, the less confusing it is for students. And that's really any course, but especially when you're talking about high school students in a virtual context, I've noticed that structure and organization is very key for them to know exactly what's expected of them, what they are to do, and to not make it confusing. So I try to make it just like how our Ball State courses are with these learning guides, very organized, very straightforward, and so that there hopefully is no misunderstanding of expectations. So that is what each I'll probably link it every week to the new. I will if this is what I end up going with the learning guide to each chapter. So chapter 2's learning guide, 3, 4, and so on as we continue on. Now going back to the homepage, this next button will be your check your grades weekly. It'll also just be a friendly reminder to them, but also will take them to the grading page or just to view their grades so that they can see kind of what's going on, what grades they have, what's being what has been graded, what hasn't been graded, and so on. And like I said earlier, most of these tabs they could pretty much navigate on the left-hand side with the links, but to be a little bit more concise and organized, I like the setup too. Plus, I think I mentioned this earlier, it's standardized essentially that we have these links by the South Bend Virtual School in some capacity. This link right here will take you to my syllabus for world history, and I still have to tweak some dates and information here. But a brief overview of myself, how to reach me through email, office hours, a little bit of an about me video. And then it's pretty much a basic syllabus, course description, resources, expectation, attendance policy, grading, and then curriculum standards, and then a link to those standards as well if they would like to do some tinkering around and check those out in their entirety. But pretty self-explanatory syllabus. I would like to make it a little bit more a collegiate style of syllabus and add more detail and structure there. If I don't do that and go that route, what I'm thinking of is I really liked what Dr. Clausen and others have done with course schedules, and I've had those in past college courses as well. And so, especially going on the theme of organization, I think that that provides a look ahead, so students can prepare themselves for topics to be addressed, chapters, what's expected of them as far as assignments go. And so I like the organization of that and what that brings to the table, so students can look ahead and see what's expected of them going forward. So that's what the syllabus will look like and how I'd like to tweak it a little bit. And then the how can I support you tab? This is basically what most virtual courses have embedded with them, is this discussion board, a way for students to contact me and to talk about generic or general questions or problem or troubleshoots, and that we can kind of have a class discussion about any concerns or anything like that. But also, too, I wanted, because of history is kind of always, in a sense, coming up, having new information being brought to it with studies. If they find a news reel or an article or a history fact or a fun fact or just something historically based or a personal achievement of theirs that they might want to share, that can also be facilitated here too. But I also want to let the students know too that they don't have to post everything here, and this is the only line of communication. This can be communicated through Canvas as far as the inbox goes, but can also be facilitated to email as well. And that if it is something more personal and something they're maybe a little bit more shy about sharing, which is okay, they can email me through my contact or through Canvas as well. So I wanted to give them those options for a discussion thread where they can kind of post these issues or troubleshoots, or if anything comes up that might be a commonality in the course. That's pretty standard, I feel, for most virtual courses. Then these tabs right here, I'm still working on this is a tab for parents, students, and teachers as kind of a collaboration page. And then to the right here, you have South Bend Community School Corp and South Bend Virtual School Resources that I'm still fleshing out as well. So those aren't so much course or content specific, more generality for students and teachers. And then I have this week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4 tabs. Essentially, what I'm thinking is that there might be a slight redundancy here, because what I'm thinking is to link the learning guides for each one. I'm going to get into this a little bit more in another video, but following the unit module topic organizational process, I'm thinking about doing the learning guide here, so that it takes them directly to kind of like the button above, where exactly are they supposed to be, what's expected of them, or maybe something that they've missed. So I'm thinking about going that route for the learning guide as well, for buttons week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for my homepage. Like I said, I'm still fleshing out a couple details here, but for the most part, I think as far as design goes, I think this is what you are going to see as far as a finalization, other than a couple of the links and just hashing out a couple of the other tabs as far as what to expect from the homepage from my course. Like I said, I wanted something simple. I wanted something clean, something easy, and easy enough to navigate for the students and parents as well. But also, too, like I said previously, this is also standard practice for our virtual school, that they want some type of home screen with um, uh, easy navigational buttons for all parties involved. So other than that, that's where I will leave this video off with this tutorial of my homepage. And everybody enjoy your day.